Holy shit. Man, my computer just crashed. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Man, that was crazy. Anyway, so as far as I can tell, heck, I'm not even sure if I'm live right now. It says I'm live. But I don't think everything is up. Yeah, that's great. Wow. And I blame Spotify for it. They just seem to really son of a bitch. Probably has to do with a lot with the fact that my computer is still getting its shit together. Fuck duck. Fuck a duck. Man. Yeah, I'll just wait for this motherfucker to decide it's ready to fucking work. Okay, so fuck a duck. Amazing. I hope maybe I'm live. Jesus Christ, I just don't really know. Man, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Why not? Why not? Why? Just don't get what the fuck is going on here. So anyway, still testing with Restream. So anyway, I think what had happened was that Spotify decided it wanted to do an update. Sorry, there's a commercial going on my Twitch channel. It looks like it's an advertisement for a snack called Deets Nuts. Oh, it's Dietz and Watson. Oh, well, it's by Dietz and Watson, which I am familiar with that brand. But yeah, it just says Dietz Nuts. Man, Jesus. Even the streaming going on seems pretty effing slow. Why? Why can't I switch on this goddamn application? Man, my freaking CPU usage is way the hell up there. And I imagine it's because my fucking slow ass computer is still trying to get its shit together. Yeah. 41.7% CPU. Jesus. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. So Twitch has me streaming Streamy does not. Okay, so Lisa seems to be back, but for whatever reason, I can't switch over to the live end of it to actually see my goddamn video output is low. To see my freaking chats coming in on OBS. Skip frames detected 23% of views. Jesus, man. Jesus. Still trying to get my shit together here. Give me a second, Lisa, and I'll give you the highlights. Quick highlights. Let's see. Exit. Thank you. That may help. Why? Why don't you have that email saved? So, Lisa, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with... let's see if that worked. Okay, awesome. Are you familiar with Brown Fabio's debate with Charlie Kirk a couple of years ago? Because it was freaking incredible. Where's my chat? No, where's the widget? Damn it. Where's the widget? God damn it. See if this works. Hey, do me a favor if you would. Just send out another chat. Or, yeah. Okay, well, Brown Fabio is Hassan Piker, who is the nephew of Jank Uger, or Stank Yogurt, as I like to call him, on TYT. And let's see. Let me go ahead and come back over here. I might have to. I got to go find the video again here. But anyway, he Politicon 2017. They did. Young Turks decided to, or Young Turds decided to put him out in front of a crowd to debate Charlie Kirk, who is the founder and head of Turning Point USA, who has also taken on Candace Owens as Owens. Shit, who cares? As one of its spokespeople. So anyway, Hassan just looked like an utter fool in this debate. Well, he comes back this last year and actually holds his own. So he got some coaching before that last one. But the funny thing about the first one was that Stank came out afterwards, you know, and live videotaped himself from his phone talking about, you know, how much ass he kicked at the against Charlie Kirk, which is not what happened. Not what happened. Anyway, based on that coaching and the fact that many of his own friends have been on Jesse Lee Peterson's Fallen State for interviews, namely David Pacman and Stephen Bonnell, who is also known as Destiny. Wouldn't be surprised a bit if you didn't know who that guy is. You have to really be into YouTube creator lore to know him. And you might be. So, you know, don't misunderstand what I'm saying by that. So anyway, here we go. So he finally came. So he came on Jesse Lee Peterson's Fallen State show to be interviewed, and Jesse just lulled him into a false sense of confidence and then started beating up on him by not letting him get away with not directly answering questions that were directly asked of him. Okay? Like, he would just not really answer the questions, and he kept getting his ass handed to him. Anyway, so we watched a little bit. We watched about the first 45 minutes of this, and it was just funny. It was just funny to watch. So, but after 45 minutes into the video and covering it for 2 hours, I just decided, okay, I have to actually stop this so I can get ready for the next day. So we didn't, or I did not really finish watching the video. And I've been meaning to come back and look into it and finish watching the video. And not necessarily with an audience, just kind of want to do it for my own edification. And that's why I'm here. Also, just to, again, test out how Restream works. And I love it. Yeah, he does. And I love, though, how you and even DI Watcher was keeps putting this extra S into his name. It's one S. But I'm okay with that because as far as I'm concerned, you two are putting the ass in Hassan because, well, I mean, he's quite capable of doing it himself. But yeah, we'll get to it here in a second. Come on, man, you're killing me here. So where we left off, it was about, Jesse talking about how he had a son out of wedlock and how he didn't raise his son. Hassan is saying, oh, well, see, you're just proving your own thing about, the fact that people are not, or the black community are having kids out of wedlock, you're defeating your own credibility. And it's like, no, and most of us understood that that's not what was going on. All of us did, actually. So I'm going to pick off, like I'm sniping. I'm going to pick up where I had left off. Let me see here. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's almost like you're not allowed to progress or evolve from where you were 30 years ago to where you are today. Okay, so we're doing about a minute before. Man, where did my chat box go? Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, let me get this up because, well, let me just do that here instead. Come on. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on. All right, so maybe chats will start showing up here. If not, we'll figure something else out. Okay, so here we go. And hopefully this works. Let's see.
They say as a good man.
Wait, are all men trash, Jesse Lee Peterson?
All human beings who have anger are trash.
Damn, you are like the most progressive conservative I've ever talked to.
And I believe I made this argument the other night. Progress is progress. It's just a matter of, especially in this particular situation, which ideology is making progress within their own ideology. And I believe that there is conservative progressivism, and as is their leftist liberalism. I'm sorry, I just have a hard time calling liberals these days. I just do. A lot of them aren't liberal. Liberalism is no longer a thing on the left, in my opinion. I think there are still some people that have liberalism on the left, but I think conservatives are the neoclassical liberals. That's just my opinion of it. Here we go.
But thank you.
Yeah, you think you're canceling all men? You're talking about having children
all those
out of
who
wedlock?
have anger are wicked.
Huh, interesting.
And I believe I understand what Jesse's saying. I think it's a matter of people living in anger. all of us at certain points in our lives, I think we all actually have anger. You know, there are a lot of things that anger us, make us want to lash out or retaliate. I think it's really more of a matter of how we deal with that anger. It's within our instincts to be aggressive. It's just, how do we deal with it? Do we allow our instincts to control us, or do we control our instincts?
But everyone has the capacity to be angry, right? And have anger, right?
Everyone has the capacity to overcome anger.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. I agree with that. We can overcome our material conditions, especially if we get together and fight back against the system.
And now, a word from our...
No one is going to hand us the agenda we voted
yes,
for.
thank you.
We must fight for it. They're not giving it to
my sponsor.
Slut maker.
I got to ask you about the Great White Hope.
Go ahead.
I got to get that short. I got to get that short. Gosh. Okay, so before we get into this, this is a situation that I have going on my side. Absolute situation. Okay, the situation here is I have run out of coffee. Well, I mean, not completely. I'm getting down to the bottom to where the coffee has gotten cold. And that's not cool. I don't like it when the coffee gets cold. Here, let's, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to go to the Be Right Back theme, and I'm going to go warm up my cup. Should only take no more than a couple of minutes, and when I come back, I'll get back into the rest of this interview. If you're here with me, thanks for hanging in there. Feel free to add to the chat. I'll be happy to respond to anything commented on. And again, BRB.
About this point.
Okay. All right, we're back. All right, cool. All right, so here we go. Back to the conclusion or the rest of this interview. Pardon me. Pardon me. Do I really have 4 viewers? Because, you know, I'd be cool with that. Let's see here. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to edit. Oh, son of a bitch. Is it? Motherfucker. I don't think it really is. Yes, the coffee is nice. It's going to be hot. I mean, it should be hot. Yeah. I'm actually trying to... how the hell do I edit this fucker? Oh, fine. I won't edit it. I won't. Damn it. Here, I think I can edit it. Here, I'm trying to re-edit channel with my video descriptions. You mother... Thank you. Thank you. I understand that that filter is required. Eric, good to see you again. How you doing, man? Hope you had fun the other night. If you remember, we did not quite finish the Brown Fabio JLP interview, so just here doing some testing and to finish that out. So feel free to pull up a seat, hang, and yeah, try to get this done. It's just taking me forever to actually get into it. Oh man, you better fix that. Sorry, I'm talking to my Twitch here. Fix that, you bastard. Ah, you son of a bitch. Anyway, thank you. Something fell out. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No thanks.
Did you vote for him?
Of course not.
Why not?
Okay, so now we're on the subject of Donald Trump, as JLP likes to refer to him as the Great White Hope.
He's terrible.
Did you vote for Hillary?
Unfortunately.
Beta.
God, it just kills me when he does that, because you know he'll do it on his interviews if they're even over the internet, but then he'll do it do it to their faces too.
Yeah, she's terrible too.
Why would you vote for her?
Because she's not Trump.
Out of spite, and also because I want to reduce harm. So it's voting for harm reduction. I know that certain...
So basically what he's saying, I'm voting for the lesser of two evils, which voting for the lesser of two evils is still voting for evil. Great.
In groups, certain American citizens and even undocumented citizens that live here would be better off under...
They are not citizens if they are undocumented. Jesus Christ. I seen this interview Hassan Piker called Jesse. Dude, why are you spoiling this shit? Eric, don't come in my stream and spoil. Damn it, dude.
Under Democratic leadership, even if it was marginally better off, which is why I made that choice.
So
I thought it was the best possible choice in comparison.
What has the president said or done that you disagree with?
Everything?
Virtually everything, with the exception of some foreign policy issues that he accidentally stumbles into.
Give me the example
Accidentally.
he's done or said that you disagree with.
Gigantic tax cuts,
You
actively
didn't like
trying
that?
to... No, it's terrible.
Amazing.
They contribute to income inequality. You, Jesse,
Why
you
don't
make
you
a lot
give
of
all
money,
these-
so you
why
like the
don't
tax
you
cuts.
give-
It's going to hurt them
No,
and their children.
They got
the people
tax
that
cuts
work
in their
No,
paycheck.
of course, but they get a $5 tax cut when you get
Why did
$100,000.
you gave all...
It's called a percentage, you dumb motherfucker. You get 1,000 and they only get 5, which is a complete exaggeration. You know, I'm sorry. The only way it would be $5 is if they only make, I don't know, $100. Yeah, that's the only way that shit happens. And yeah, my math isn't the best on that, but I'm sure my math is a bit more accurate than his is.
all your tax cuts back to the president or to the...
What?
Did you receive, accept your... You have a job, right?
Yeah, I do.
And when you receive tax cuts, did you give back the money?
I'm confused with that.
Did you give back the extra money that you made as a result of tax cuts? Did you just say, no, this is not fair, I'm giving it back? Did you give it back?
Do you think that's how it works?
Did you give it?
Yes. Yes. When you file your taxes, Brown Fabio, you can pay back to the government more than what you get back. So let's say, Brown Fabio, you get a $1,000, gosh, damn it, every year I forget how what it is. When you get a refund, yeah, thank you. Let's say you get a $1,000 refund, Fabio. You can return that back to the IRS. No, thank you. Put it in the Treasury to help somebody out. Do you think this is how it works? Yes, it fucking works like that.
Back.
Do you think that's how it works?
Yes.
Of course I didn't give it back. Do you think that's how it works?
You're a hypocrite.
Of course he didn't give it back. At least he admits he didn't give it back. Okay? Now, granted, it would be better, if he says this, I'll be surprised here. But if he believes that government is the arbiter of charity, then he needs to give his money back to the government. However, it would be best to give that money that you get back from the government to a charity of your choice that is that at least then you know where the money is going.
That's how hypocrisy works?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't see you giving it back if you think it's so bad.
Yeah, he doesn't even realize that he's laughing at himself. He thinks he's laughing at Jesse's premise.
I'm talking about handling systemic problems when you're like, why don't you give back the $5?
So you mean to tell me that if you do not donate your money, that it won't help systemic problems? Because it's gotta happen by the government. It's gotta happen from the government, or else it just doesn't count.
Additional that you got back.
You could have given that to the
problem is
why
we all
you did not give that to the poor?
The problem is we all give those tax cuts back.
Why do you give that back?
You know how we give those tax cuts back, Jesse? When the average American citizen can no longer send their child to public school, or when health care becomes even less affordable, the average American citizen is paying back in dividends.
Okay, so yeah. So Endora brings up a point. This goes back to the whole anecdotal thing, but it doesn't mean it's not evidence. Okay, so this is a good case in point. All the progressives could write checks to the Treasury. I got $40 extra per pay period, and I am thankful. Nancy Pelosi calls it crumbs, and then tried to legislate getting the crumbs back. Yeah, to someone like herself, that is crumbs. To someone like Endora or myself, that's a tank of gas. That's a tank of gas to sustain us being able to get to work. And it's an extra $40 that we did not have to spend to fill up our gas tanks. That is at least, depending on that could actually be a week worth of groceries. Just depending on how you are, how often you eat, how much you need to eat at a setting. That could be, okay, let me redo that. That could be a half to a full week's of groceries right there. It's just amazing. I will say this, to some Pikers, ideologies do not make sense. He doesn't practice what he preaches. There you go. He gets paid to preach ideologies for the DNC. And the thing of it is, today's DNC probably, 2 years ago, I would have still kind of disagreed with that. But no, it's, yeah, with the elections of Tlaib, Omar, and OAC, that's it. That's the Democrat Party today.
So much more than the $5 that they originally got.
Why did you give yours back to the poor then?
I do. I give back to the poor all the time.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He had to fucking reach and say, "Oh, wait. I'm gonna make myself look like an asshole here." Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do give to the poor. Sure.
Talking about your tax cut money.
Okay, more than that. But even more than that. But that doesn't solve anything.
Why did you not give it to the poor?
But I do. But that doesn't solve anything, Jesse.
You're not being honest again.
Yes, I am.
You gave your money back. Say, hey, I don't want to give it to the poor.
Not the tax cuts, but even more than that.
I got to ask you this.
Okay.
So you're okay with illegal aliens coming into the border, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Illegally.
Yeah.
Crossing the border.
I think borders are ridiculous.
Okay. You love white people?
Why don't you?
You love white people?
Yeah, Sure.
You love all white people?
I love all people. I have
This is the same. This is the same question, only worded differently. That he did with Destiny when he was on the show. Except for him, it was, "Do you love all black people?" Here's the thing that I don't think people recognize with Brown Fabio a lot. Okay. Yeah, Hassan is more of I don't know, Arabic, Turkish, whatever name. Piker, that's pretty white. I've never seen the last name of Piker associated with Asians, Arabs, Jewish people. Never seen that associated with them, unless they were married to an Anglo of some form.
I have no hate in my heart for anyone.
You don't?
Bullshit.
And so you
And I
love,
don't think you do either, but yet you keep calling people children of the lie and Satan.
do you
It
love
doesn't
them?
seem like you love all people if you keep calling them Satan, right? Do you love Satan?
Okay, so basically he is calling Jesse Lee Peterson out for using the word Satan to basically dehumanize people that Jesse doesn't agree with. Okay, now Jesse and I would probably agree on most political issues, but if he knew anything about my personal life, he might see that he might feel that Satan is involved somewhere in there. Okay. And he wouldn't necessarily be wrong. You know, there are aspects of, I think, most people's lives where Satan does have a little bit of a grasp on us. Okay. And I'd be okay with Jesse saying that because I'm at least self-aware enough to understand that, yeah, okay, that's what's going on. What I find interesting about this here is that Hassan is widely known for dehumanizing anybody to the right of him. You know, he absolutely does. Just watch any one of his videos. You know, the right hates women. We want to subjectify women. We think that basically he calls us the Christian equivalent to Islamists, which is pretty far from the truth. And I would say that if we were doing percentages, because earlier he brought up or if not earlier, he has before brought up the percentages, how the percentage of Islamic extremists is very small. And I would dare say that the percentage of Christian religious extremists would be even smaller than that percentage. Why? Well, because the Christian faith has had a reformation. We're still waiting for the Islamic Reformation. It just hasn't. Here we go.
Children of Satan.
Oh, okay. Do you love children of Satan?
I love them, yeah.
Yeah, you do?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's
So let me
interesting.
ask.
Why do you keep...
Yeah, let's see. He's going to ask him. I was going to say something, but since he's going to ask, let's just let him do it.
calling them children of Satan without knowing if they're actually children of Satan or not, though? Because you're vilifying them. You're vilifying them and other people who listen to you, who you have a responsibility to educate, also probably now agree with you and think that these random people that you've never met and don't know if they're evil or not are children of Satan.
No, they are. You can tell.
But you can't.
I got to ask you this.
What if I think you're a child of Satan?
That'll be fine.
Yeah, but what
I
you
don't
don't
care what you
understand
think.
is, I know, but
Okay, maybe Jesse will still answer a little bit more directly to this. You know, within the Christian faith, it is possible, and it's almost commanded. Well, no, it is commanded of Christians to love thy neighbor. Okay, this whole thing about, well, if you're against gay marriage, you hate gays. No, that's not how it works in Christian faith. Okay, much like God loves us. He hates our sin. All right. Did God give us the capabilities to be sinful? Yes, he did. Okay. God could have taken that away from us. Okay. The whole garden, going all the way back to the Garden of Eden, God could have absolutely set the world up or set humanity up to forcibly love him. But instead, he gave us the choice to obey him and to love him out of our own free will. Okay, so yeah, this is what Hassan doesn't understand, and again, he doesn't even understand his own hypocrisy. Eric H526. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She wants everyone so gaze into her crazy eyes and tell you that socialism is great on TV. Then goes and complains on Twitter. AOC is being paid to preach and look good on TV. Yes, and Endor jumps in with love the sinner, hate the sin. Absolutely.
If you're throwing around these words carelessly, and then people that listen to you end up doing something
It's the funny assumption that he's doing it carelessly.
bad, don't you think that you share a little bit of that moral
Not at all. That's their
responsibility?
issue, not mine.
Huh, interesting.
Thank you. So
Okay.
let me
It's not
ask,
very manlike,
have
is it?
you noticed that?
Is that very alpha? Is that an alpha
To
thing?
what?
To not take responsibility for your actions? I feel like that's not a very alpha
My
thing.
responsibility is to have faith, be what I say, and put the truth out there. It's your responsibility
I think you're
to.
absolving yourself of a lot of guilt and
It's your
responsibility for a lot of the things that
responsibility
you're
to
saying.
receive it or not.
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
ask you this though.
Yeah. See, the Jesse here is dealing in what's real. Okay. Hassan is dealing in what's feels.
So
However it suits you, Jesse.
so you say that you're okay with illegal alien crossing to the border.
I don't think any human being is illegal. You can describe to me why you think that human beings
Do you
are
know
illegal.
legal and illegal where you see it?
Yeah, how could you
Do you know the difference
distinguish?
between illegal and legal?
Yes.
People crossing to our borders without permit. They're sneaking across the border. Is
Why do
that
you think
legal?
they're doing that?
Is that legal or illegal?
It's illegal, but why do you think they're doing that?
You say what?
It's illegal. Why do you think they're
What
doing
did you
that?
say? You said it real fast.
It's illegal, but it doesn't matter.
And so
I know.
do
It's
you
not
want illegals coming across our border?
Yeah, 100%. But why is it a bad
And
thing?
why do you want that?
The interesting conversation to have here is
Why do you want
you
that?
think it's a bad thing.
Because it's wrong.
But why
And
is it
I
wrong?
put my country first.
Why is it wrong?
Because we have fucking laws on the books, you idiot. Jesus. You know, I don't understand why a supposedly intelligent person cannot understand that that we have laws on the books that say you cannot enter our country illegally and support the fact that the law exists while also saying, okay, well, I don't agree with the law. I'm going to change it. I'm going to do what I can to change it. No, just piss and moan from your white room at TYT Studios.
Because I put my country first.
But what about all
And-
these people that you're talking about? A lot of them came here illegally as well.
Like
America
who?
was
A lot?
an illegal colony. In the end of the day, they came. At the end of the
Where-
day,
where's
they
your
came here
proof?
and they genocided Native Americans.
Where's your
Really? We're going back 400, 500 years to when people left Europe to colonize over here. Does this dumb motherfucker not understand that there was no fucking country when they got here? Okay, so the Aboriginal people here, yeah, they had their own codes. They had their own laws. Did they have any immigration laws? Huh? Do we have any proof that they said, look, we're not taking these ocean swimmers in? Okay? They have to apply for asylum first. Yes, philosophically speaking, based on what we know of a lot of the First Nations, not countries, the First Nations tribes here, they didn't have immigration laws, and they felt in their philosophies, a lot of them were, well, this land doesn't really belong to us, okay? But sorry to say, that wasn't white man's philosophy, okay? That was just not the philosophies of the Eastern Hemisphere, which obviously included Asians, Europeans, Africans. No, they went and conquered lands, took the people into slavery. Not everybody, of course, but that was a thing. Okay, for thousands of years, that's how they did shit. Okay, so Europeans came over here, pretty much did the same shit, and now it's the United States of America.
They
Proof
were
of that.
illegally here.
Where's your proof of that?
History.
What do you
They
mean?
were
Do you
illegally
deny
here.
history?
What do you mean by
Do you
that? when you
deny
say
that
I don't know what you
pilgrims came
mean.
in? Okay. Do you deny that when pilgrims came here, then they genocided Native Americans and killed them, systemically targeted them, moved them away from?
Are you trying to tell us that pilgrims did all this shit? Okay, you know, if we're talking about, you know, just overall Western Hemisphere, are you familiar with the conquistadores? For fuck's sakes, man. That's Spanish for conquestors. Yeah, or conquerors, really. Conquerors. For fuck's sakes, dude.
Their lands that they used to live on. Do you deny that that's a real thing?
Yes.
Wait, what do you think
And
happened?
so if they genocide them and move them away, what was wrong with the Indians that they didn't protect themselves?
What was wrong with them?
Yeah.
They
Technology.
didn't have the same access to technology that
No,
the
that's not
people
what
that.
was wrong.
Oh, that's wrong.
They weren't. That's not the problem.
What's the problem?
They were on pot.
They
They were smoking that.
I like it. Okay, so this is where Jesse. I don't know if Jesse's smart like a fox sometimes, but when he blurts out this kind of shit, pot. They're all smoking. Okay, well, they weren't all smoking pot. They were also smoking peyote. Okay, and I think pot was more of a further south thing. I don't think pot was widely grown all over this country or over this land. I could be mistaken. Point is that, well, first of all, that wasn't all what they were doing, and not all of them were doing it. You know, that's the truth. All right. Here, let me check some shit out. Here we go. Sorry, I am missing some stuff here. Rephrase, then goes on Twitter and complains AOC is being paid to preach and look good on TV. Okay. Oh, okay. Dude, it reads the same way to me, Eric, so no big deal, man.
That stuff. What do they call that stuff?
Okay, and also, it wasn't about access to technology, okay? Let's face it. They did not have the immune system that the Europeans earned through shit like the Black Plague and whatnot, okay? All right. There was all kinds of disease going on in Europe prior to them ever colonizing the Americas. And they earned that immunity. Granted, they were still fucking carriers, but they earned that immunity through death. Okay? The Indians here didn't have those same immunities. Just didn't. So I think it would make a compelling argument to say that they died mostly from infection than technology. Jesus Christ. I mean, what about the I forget what the disease specifically was, but scarlet fever blankets or some shit like that, or smallpox blankets. There it is. Blankets full of smallpox. I mean, Jesus. Don't know if, the one thing about the smallpox blankets that I've just never been interested enough into research prior, or ever, not prior, but ever, is did they intentionally infect the blankets with smallpox? Okay, here comes Indora. Smallpox blankets genocide story before the discovery of germ theory in the 19th century. Yeah. So, if I'm understanding what you're trying to say, Lisa, it sounds like, based on what you've read, it was an unintentional consequence of them giving them blankets. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Why do I keep pushing that button?
They were smoking peace pipe with pot in it.
Well, people still smoke peace pipes all
That's
the
for
time.
sure.
They do.
I got to ask you about
A lot of
millennial
people
men.
do.
I got to ask
Do
you.
any of you guys smoke weed? In
You
the
smoke
studio?
pot?
No, I don't anymore. But
You used to smoke pot?
Oh, they do. They smoke weed.
You used to smoke pot?
I used to, yeah.
What made you stop?
No, I just felt like it wasn't for me.
Why?
I felt like I was less productive, and I felt like I would contemplate too much about the meaningless of existence and all of
Okay,
these
thanks,
things
Lisa.
that,
Appreciate it.
that I normally think about. That's in the back of my mind. But when I was high, or when I would get really high, I would just get into these like deep states of consciousness, I guess, where I was too aware of all of the things that were going on, and it was a
aware?
scary reality. A lot of us have this capability.
So basically, nothing has changed from the time that you were a pot smoker to this point where you've at least achieved sobriety from pot. He just does not strike me as somebody who thinks while sober often.
Ability, but we actively silence it. For
Amazing.
example, we're currently on a spinning sphere on you know, going nowhere.
I gotta ask you
essentially.
this real
But
fast
if you
because
thought
of
about
time.
it every day, you would go crazy.
I gotta ask you this because of time.
Okay.
And so you're okay with illegal aliens coming across the border, right? And you're
yeah.
not for the wall, right?
Yeah, I'm not for the wall.
And you're from Turkey.
And I think that no human
You're from
beings are
Turkey,
illegal.
right?
And I think that it would be better off if we treated the people that were coming here to better themselves and to look for better opportunities. If we treated them with the same dignity that we treat all American
You're from
citizens.
Turkey, right?
Okay, but the problem with that idea is that, you know, we're supposed to treat them better than they respect our laws. Go through a port of entry and ask for asylum. At the very least. Now, we don't owe you asylum. Just because you ask for it does not mean it's owed to you. Does not mean you're going to get it. Sorry. Okay? You know, and yeah, admittedly, it's really easy for me to say that because, damn it, I was born here. So was my mother. So was her mother. So are my parents. So is my dad and his dad. And his dad. Okay? So yeah, admittedly, it's easy to say. But it is what it is. Okay? I'm blessed. Sorry you weren't. Okay? That does not mean I owe you anything at all. Now, as a person of faith, admittedly who does curse, my faith says I should help you. My government doesn't get to dictate to me that I have to help you. Okay? Personally, I feel if I were in that situation, I'd rather have somebody's voluntary charity than somebody's compelled charity.
Everyone would improve.
You're from
Everyone's
Turkey,
lives.
right?
Yes.
You're from Turkey. Are you in support of Israel putting a wall around its border?
No, I'm not.
They should not have done that.
No, it's a violent ethno state. Of course, I'm not in support of that.
It's a violent ethno state that has Arabs living in it. For fuck's sakes.
And so I want to ask this: if it wasn't for white people, there would be no America, right?
America
it would
in the
still be
current
controlled
sense.
by the Indians.
There would
and
still be
whatever, right?
America. Native
No,
Americans would be living here.
no,
It would be drastically
Stay
different,
with
but
me. Stay with me.
I'm
If
with
it-
you.
Stay with me.
I'm with
if
you
it
all the
wasn't
way.
for white people, because white people discovered and built America, and then they created a constitution.
Do you think white people are better than black people?
Let me ask you this.
Oh,
and then they
Jesus.
created a constitution that would allow your mother to come here and have you illegally. Do you
Have you
think
here
is
illegally?
it
No,
fair?
it was a legal process. But do you wait?
Is
Hold
it
on.
fair? Let me finish my question.
Wait.
Hold on. Is it fair to white Americans to be treated that way? They were kind enough to let you into this country, and you're going to turn your backs on the people who let you here. Is that fair?
You have not established why opening our borders
is
would be
that
unfair
fair,
to them.
No. Is that fair to treat white Americans that way?
Why do you want to single out white Americans?
Because
I
it's
think
their
that when
country-
people come into
it's
this
their
country, it improves everyone's
It's
lives.
their country. They let you come here.
It's not their country.
It is their country.
But it's not.
Whose country is it?
It's everyone's country.
Well,
There's
No, it's
such thing.
no. There is the communist. There's the communist. Oh, it's everyone's. Why? Why is it everyone's? It's every citizen's country, yes. Without a doubt. Never get an argument out of me on that. Okay? It's not every European's country. It's not every Asian's country. It's not every African's country. It's not every Antarctican's country. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Bad joke. Okay, but it's not. Okay? This country belongs to its citizens. Okay? So, I don't know. Maybe there's a little, maybe there's something being lost in translation here, you know. He's not really saying what he means. Where is he? Anyway, interesting. Here we go.
Is like this is white country.
Well,
You understand the concept of whiteness
It is white country.
predicated around
No, it's
exclusion,
white country.
and that the concept of whiteness has expanded.
Here we go. Here he goes. He's trying to use all these fucking academic terms.
Throughout time. Hispanic people were not considered white. Jews were not considered white, and according to some white people, they're not still. They're.
But interestingly enough, though, Mexicans or other Latinos or Hispanics are considered white when you shoot a black kid who just attacked your ass. Shoot and kill him. Then you're white.
Still not considered white.
Are they
Irish people were not considered white.
Let me ask you
You understand that, like,
You're
that
wasting
concept
time.
No, they were considered white, but their problem was that they were Irish.
is
Hold on.
expanded. I'm not wasting time.
Hold on.
I'm trying to educate you on
Hold
a
on.
thing that you.
I'm trying to educate you, bro.
I want to ask you
about.
this.
You
if
talk about
white
it. This is very
people-
irresponsible that you talk about
if
this concept
white
without
people-
actually providing historical context to it.
If white people had not built America, would you be here today?
I don't know. I have no idea. That would be a drastically different reality.
Is it fair to white people that white men and women, especially straight conservative Christian men and women, are hated after they
Are they?
And they're called white supremacists. They're
Are
called
they?
all kind of bad names.
Well, white supremacists
Is it
are called
fair
white
to white
supremacists.
people to treat them that way after they have built the greatest country on this side of heaven and allow your mama to come here from Turkey?
Do you not think that black
have
people
you-
played a significant role in
No,
building
you're
this
not
country?
answering my question. Is
no,
that
no.
fair to white
Say
people?
yes or no. Do you think black people did? Do you
Is
not think that black?
fair?
This is what I'll do. I'll answer your question with a question. Yes, that's a good observation. His head, which is funny that his head is exploding, because, well, if you're Devin Tracy, he has such a tiny head, and but I wouldn't say that he's getting triggered. He's just trying really hard to not have to answer this question.
Fair
People
to
played a
white
significant
people.
role.
Is that fair to white
Okay.
people?
There's no such thing. Like, there's no fairness to white people. This is not a white person's country. Asian people played a significant
They
role
didn't
in
build
building
this
this
country.
Who built this country?
They left their
Do you
country
not
to
think-
come here.
Do you not think that black people played a significant role? Do you not think that African Americans played a significant role in building this country?
No.
No, even I'll say no. Not really. Okay, because I'm sorry. Okay, so if you want to make the argument that blacks blacks during Reconstruction, post Reconstruction, weren't able to play a significant role in things like saying the architecture of some of our skylines nowadays, fine, make that argument, okay? But post slavery, blacks, just on percentage alone, just did not contribute a significant amount to the building of this country. Not to say that they didn't at all. No, absolutely. They had a hand in it, okay? They just didn't have thousands of hands, okay? Comparatively speaking. And again, that's not me saying, I'm not going to sit here and try to defend what I just said. I mean, it is what it is. Again, absolutely, I believe that blacks had a role to play in the building of this country, okay? But I wouldn't say that it was significant.
How could you? Whoa, okay. All right. Well, do you think white
because-
people are better than black people? Let's just get right to it. Do you
Yeah,
think white people are better than black
in the
people?
sense that
What, better in what sense?
He's about to answer.
that
Shit.
They create and black people destroy.
Holy crap, dude. Oh my God. You have black employees. How do they sit here and listen to you peddle this garbage?
It's the truth.
What a garbage perspective, Jesse.
You think
Just doesn't matter if you think if it's a garbage perspective. I mean, if it happens to be the truth, then it's the truth. They don't have to like the truth, but there it is.
black people
There's
better
no
do?
way you actually believe this.
So then
there is
explain
no
that.
way you're honest. You think, as a black man, that
What are you, Hassan? A fucking mind reader? You don't know what he really believes. You have to take him at face value. You have to just accept the fact that he's being honest with you because, again, you're not a fucking mind reader. Here we go.
white people are better because black people destroy?
In
Really?
the sense that they build and black people destroy.
Wait, how? What do
So
you
let me
mean
ask
by
you this.
that?
I have the proof.
You have the proof.
I have the proof.
Okay.
Have you noticed?
Here we
You
go.
probably haven't noticed because we don't have statistics. But have you noticed that white people will allow black people to come into their beautiful neighborhoods, and then the blacks would come, white people would leave, and the blacks, rather than keeping that going, they would destroy it? Have you noticed they tear it down rather than build on it? Have you noticed that?
No, I have not noticed what you're talking about.
You haven't seen statistics on that?
No, I don't know what you're referencing.
Do
I'm still
black-
He hasn't noticed it because his paradigm won't allow him to begin with. Okay. There is there's this documentary that I just saw a clip from recently, and I probably need to go find it because I think it may be interesting. But there was something I didn't know about global. There was a global event that I did not know was going on, and that is China, or Chinese have been moving into African countries recently. And they are basically going in there and just making Africa profitable to them, I guess. But the clip that I caught from it, there was this Chinese man arguing with this African man. And it wasn't really much of an argument. You know, he was just telling this black guy, you know, this is what's been happening here. It was an argument. It was the Chinese guy was talking to this guy about how the Europeans settled that particular area of Africa, and you know, made it profitable, prosperous, really. And well, then either they left or got kicked out, and then once after the African people took over that, what had been established by whites, just fucked it all up. You know, and we have enough history now involving blacks, African Americans, Africans, whatnot, to make an educated suggestion that on a global scale, many blacks just do not know how to prosper, even when they're giving the building blocks. They just shit can it all. And it's really unfortunate. You know, I wish I had understanding outside of, you know, IQ tests, because intelligent quotients aren't the be all end all of intelligence. I mean, it just gives us an idea of the intelligence of people. But the point is that, you know, just historically speaking, they just do not do as well. And you know, same thing goes for you know, my people. You know, Mexicans don't do the best with the shit that's given to them. You know, and I'm not speaking in Mexico specifically. A lot of Mexicans here in the United States just fuck shit up. Not all of them, obviously. It's the same with blacks. You know, not all blacks fuck shit up. Not all whites make everything possible. A lot of whites fuck shit up here too. You know, but you know, if we're just comparing numbers, there you go.
I'm still in awe that you are like a real person who genuinely has this perspective. I thought this was just like Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks.
No,
Like I thought
real.
this wasn't like a real fucking person.
There it is.
A real human being who genuinely has this perspective.
Do you notice that blacks create ghettos?
No, the government, the system creates ghettos.
So
No, do you want to
does
live in
the
a ghetto?
system-
You're black. Do you want to live in a ghetto?
Does the system
Do you want to
live
live in a ghetto?
Does the system live
Does
in a
anyone
ghetto?
want to live in a ghetto, Jesse?
Who is the system?
The system is capitalism. It's the American political structure that consistently holds not just black people back, but all people back.
So
They hold
are you
black people back
saying
even
that-
further than other people on
So
top
you're
of
saying
that?
that the system will not allow
like to
black...
live in a ghetto?
Let me ask you this.
But
Are
just
you
say
saying
yes or no.
that...
Why do you never answer my question?
No, I don't want to live in no ghetto.
Okay, first of all, it's his show. And actually, this may be the only thing you really need to know. It's his show. He's the interviewer. You're the interviewee. He asks you the questions. Okay? he is in no way, shape, or form obligated to answer yours. You're not obligated to answer his. You can walk the fuck right off of the set. Okay? Now, you look like a pussy, but there is nothing holding you there. Okay? Now, I'm going to assume that Jesse does it like most people do. He offers you a penance to come in here. Is penance the right word? Let me just save myself here. He offers you a form of payment to come onto his show to be interviewed. You accept that payment to do the interview until the end. If you leave that interview, and again, this just depends on how the contracts are set up, he may not have to pay you. So you've just wasted both of your time, but he at least gets to save his money. He gets to save all his bread, Hassan. He doesn't owe you a loaf. Okay, because you didn't make him help you in the end. You took all the bread that you made and you said, fuck it. Threw it on the floor and he can't resell it. So there you go. Let me go ahead. The pittance. Well, a pittance to me implies that it's just a small fee, which it might be. So you may still be right. So forgive me for trying to poo-poo that. Here we go. That was Endora, and she also said earlier, Hassan is reverting back to his Arab-Muslim slave trading roots. And then to answer my question, yes, China is engaging in debt colonialism. China needs a farm, and the continent of Africa is their garden, and also provides females. One-child policy leaves millions of single Chinese men needing wives. Yeah, but aren't Chinese really kind of ethnoists, if that's a word? Like maybe Chinese women move over there too. I don't know. But I would almost think that that Chinese men would not want to crossbreed with African ladies. I could be mistaken. I guess kids are kids to a lot of people, which is fine.
Okay, exactly. Do you think other people want to live in a ghetto? No, they're not building ghettos because
why
they
don't
want to
they
live in a
clean
ghetto.
them up then?
It's not about like
they're not ghettos when they move in there.
When you're a single mother,
are they ghetto when they
take care of your children? When a black child has 1 out of every 5 black child in this country has one parent that is currently incarcerated. That number is insane.
And why are they incarcerated?
And I give you because of systemic racism, because of
they commit a crime?
unequal, because of the
Did
unequal
they commit a
way,
crime to go there?
because of the
Did they commit a crime?
Like
What is a crime? Jesus Christ. Mental gymnastics outwork before your eyes, people.
minor drug possession when white.
Is it still a crime? Is it a law on the books, Hassan? If it's a law on the books and they break it, it's a crime.
White people get off on it,
Did
but
they
black people
commit a
don't.
crime?
If white,
Did they commit a
what
crime?
is a crime?
Oh, you don't know what a crime is?
What is a crime? I don't think crime
You
is.
need to go back to Turkey. You don't know what a crime is?
I want you to describe.
The problem, well, okay, because the problem with that notion that he should go back to Turkey is because earlier in the interview, he says he was born in the United States. I'm going to take him at his word, okay? He's born in the United States, admitted anchor baby, which I think that's a little bit different. I don't think you're an anchor baby if your parents come to this country legally. Yeah, I don't think that term applies. But anyway, suffice it to say, so Hassan's a U.S. citizen. So if for nothing else, I think Hassan should go to Turkey to see how that shithole really is. You know, I wonder if he's ever admitted to there being an Armenian genocide, unlike his uncle, who has only tacitly said, oh yeah, there was an Armenian genocide. I still don't believe that his uncle really thinks that there was a real Armenian genocide.
Describe to me exactly
I
what
wanna
you think
go
a
back to
crime is,
something
and then
else.
we can talk about it. Because
I wanna
unjust laws
I want to go back
should
to
be
something
broken.
else. I want to go back to something else you tried to rush away from.
If a law
So
is not
have you
just,
seen
you
have you
break that
seen
law,
ghettos?
Jesse. What?
Have you seen ghettos?
I have. Yes, I already told you.
And have you noticed that
ghettos.
when black people first move in those areas, they're beautiful areas created by white people?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's not old enough, Jesse. He's not old enough to have ever seen that. And he's not intellectually curious enough to at least to even try to find before and after pictures from that time.
I don't agree with that.
You haven't
perspective
noticed
at all.
that?
No, I have not noticed it.
You haven't. How long you been in this country?
27 years.
10 years now?
And you haven't noticed that black.
Wait a minute. Okay. Has he changed his backstory? So was he born here and then taken back to Turkey? Huh. It's interesting. What the fuck to believe? Jeez.
Black people turn beautiful areas into ghettos.
Yes, because I don't think that's reality.
You say they're doing it because it's not reality?
No, your perspective is completely broken on this issue.
Amazing.
That you think black people just move into a neighborhood and then like mess it up.
They do.
How?
And
why?
First of all, they have children out of wedlock. They don't train their kids.
Like you did.
They bring drugs and crime. They destroy. They don't cut the grass. They don't paint the house. And they blame it on the white man.
Okay.
Are white people to blame for that?
I think the system is to blame, not specifically white people.
Who is the system?
But I already told you the existing.
So are
structure
white
that we live
people the
under.
system?
White people have been in controlling positions
Are they the
for
system,
a very
though?
long time. I wouldn't
Are
say that
white
they are the
people-
system.
Well, who
no,
are
because
the-
white people are also
what
exploited.
color is
people,
the system?
Why do you have to have one specific target?
Well,
do you
what
not
color is
understand
the
that we can
system?
address systemic
Who
inequality?
is the
Do you not
system?
understand that we can fight?
Who is the system?
It's not a singular person.
Well, how would we recognize it when we see it?
Is this how you tackle issues at every step of the way?
How
it has
would
to be
we
one
recognize
person?
the system
Do you
when we
think
see
that?
it?
Do you think it's
So
just like
we'll
one
be
person is
safe from
racist?
Allow me to answer your question with a question, Eric, in the chat. Hassan Piker is he's paid to be an idiot. Cenk is a Democrat Party version of Uncle Ruckus, but hates people based on ideology. Maybe we should start calling Chunk Uncle Chunk. Yeah. Uncle Chunkus, if we're going to do that. I don't know.
And that's why the issue. That's why we have problems.
Well, so we can avoid the system.
It's
How
not
will
about
we
avoiding the
recognize
system.
it?
You can't. You exist under this system. You exist under this
What
unequal
system is that?
Capitalism.
You don't like capitalism?
I do not like capitalism.
Then why don't you go back to Turkey?
Turkey has capitalism as well.
So why don't you go to a socialist country
There's
where
no
you don't
socialist country.
Are you a socialist?
There is no socialist country. So the next time you hear Hassan propagate the idea of we need to have Scandinavian type socialism, yes, I think you see where I'm going with that.
Yes.
I don't like labels, but I would. I find myself aligned.
I don't like labels, but I will give them to my political opponents at the drop of a hat. Uncle Chunkus sounds great. Yeah, Uncle Chunkus. Uncle Jenkus. I don't know. It doesn't sound bad. I just think that there's potential to be, if only slightly better.
Aligning a lot with Marxist principles. Yes.
So you're not a capitalist.
No, I certainly criticize capitalism. Yes.
So why do you work?
Do you think people don't work under?
Why do you work? I'm
socialist?
asking why do you work if you're a socialist?
Because I need to survive.
No, you don't. You can go on the welfare and get free stuff.
Do you think welfare would be enough for me to survive?
So you need more.
No, I need more to survive.
Do you
Yes, that is
support
a
the-
massive problem. I
do
think
you
if the
support the
welfare
Me
state was
Too?
better, maybe I
What-
wouldn't work.
Do you support the Me Too crowd?
What? The Me Too crowd? That's an interesting question. I don't know what you.
Why is it an interesting question? I mean, why is he trying to dodge it? I don't get it. Why the fuck is he trying to dodge the question?
mean by that?
Those women are into the Me Too thing. Do you
there are
support that?
plenty of women that I.
Okay, do you support the Me Too movement? Yes or no? That's all it is. Why the fuck are you trying to dodge it?
Probably would have disagreements over
Do
a
you
lot of
support the
issues
Me
within
Too
the Me Too
crowd?
movement.
The movement.
Me Too as a movement.
Do you support the Me Too movement?
Me Too as a movement, as long as it is about, empowering not just women, men as well, or victims of sexual assault to come out and
Do you
speak about these
support the
issues.
Me
Then
Too
yes.
movement?
Yeah.
You do?
I do. Yes.
What will you do when they are?
Okay, and I don't necessarily have a problem with the premise that Fabio has given us here. Okay, no, he's not talking about the weaponization of it. At the very least, he's not mentioning this. He's not talking about the weaponization of it, the ability for people to, engage in sex and then regret it later and then say they were raped. Yeah, he at least isn't throwing that out there. So what he has delivered on that, let's see if he changes it depending on what Jesse asks him after that. I can agree with him on. There's something I can actually agree with Jank's nephew on. Let me check the chat out here for a second. I never actually watched Boondocks, so I don't really know much about Uncle Ruckus. So I'm not that hip. Let's see. I think he does not like the term crowd because it sounds like a mob. Maybe. I think it's he doesn't like it because he doesn't want to be tied to a particular monolith. Because I think even he is smart enough to know that it's not prudent to do that. Tie yourself to a monolithic group.
Accuse you or a male member of your family of Me Too them.
I would fight back against it if it's not real.
You know it's coming, right?
What do you mean by that?
They will end up accusing you.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, as long as look, if it's not real, then we can have a conversation about it.
And
in
you're
my
okay
instance,
with
I know
them?
it's not real, so yeah.
So you're okay with them because you're not going to be...
People make false accusations, and that's genuinely terrible. But it's not the reality. The reality is that more often than not...
Okay, hold on.
Not. The
So
real
most of the
accusations
women-
and the real people who actually assault people don't get punished.
Did you catch how he just spoke out of both sides of his ass on that? There are false accusations, but that's not the reality. What? If it's not the reality, then how can there be false accusations? Yeah. Both sides of his ass. Fuck.
So most of the women
the
are lying?
victims-
Are you saying most of them are lying?
No, I'm not saying most of them are lying. I'm saying
Well, what are you gonna
most
do
of
when they
those
come
are
for
not.
you?
Most
What
of those
will
are
you
not
do?
lies, and even when it's real,
What
even
will
when
you
it
do
goes
when
under
they come for
prosecution,
you or your Uncle Jim?
What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy, bad boy? Oh, sorry, my bad. Should not have broken out in song.
What do you mean?
What will you do when they come for you? Bad
I'll
boy.
defend myself.
Oh, I called it.
Bad boy.
I'll defend myself.
Okay.
But
You're
see-
supporting evil? Mark my word, they're going to come for you,
Okay.
your uncle, and every other male in your family. I got to ask you.
Okay, can we just really quickly, briefly state something?
Yes.
Okay. Believing women does not mean that everyone who's been on a bad date or whatever needs to be thrown in jail. Believing women just means don't reflexively disbelieve women, because up until this...
You don't tell me what to do, sir. I'll believe who I want to believe when I want to believe them. Screw you.
moment, we reflexively disbelieve women. We find ways to
Who's this we shit? You got a fucking mouse in your pocket? Man, this is such bullshit. We have gone so far to try to put ourselves in a position to believe women when they say that they were assaulted, raped, this, that, or another, that we have ruined the lives of other people only to find out that they were lying. Okay, so if we are reflexively disbelieving them now, well, it's probably because we've just had too many people crying wolf. I mean, Jesus Christ. And they never get on them about it. They never get on the ones who actually are caught lying, telling them that they were wrong to do that. No. Because what's really important is that we get the idea that this shit happens out there, regardless of who the fuck it ruins. Man, I saw a clip of human character Uncle Ruckus attending an award show. I have not watched the cartoon, okay?
say, no, this
Have
person
you ever
is
met
doing
an
it for
honest
money.
woman?
What?
Have you ever met an honest woman?
Yeah, I've met
Have
plenty
you
of honest
met an
women.
honest woman?
Wow, you really hate women, don't
No,
you?
do you have you, I'm just asking, have you ever met an honest
Yes.
woman? So what about all those girls
Asking questions about whether or not you've met an honest woman means you hate women.
that you lied on you and you broke up with them?
They were honest too.
They were telling the truth about you?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Oh.
We left on good terms.
I got to ask you one other
Wait, why
thing.
do you have this such a
About
why do you have such a skewed perspective on women in general?
Let me ask you about Steve.
What happened to you? Why
Do
did
you know who Congressman Steve Keen is?
Wait, yeah, he's
Who is he?
White nationalist he's a congressman from
What made him a white nationalist?
He's white, constantly talks about how you can't have babies with other people's, you can't build a civilization on other people's babies. He also literally supported an avowed open white nationalist for mayor of Toronto, Faith Goldie, who recited the 14 words. So I would say that those are some pretty.
Is Faith Goldie really a white nationalist? Okay. Have I watched a lot of Faith Goldie's material? No. Have I seen some? Yes. Have I ever heard anything about white nationalism in any of the videos of hers that I have seen? No, not really. I mean, if I wanted to watch her material with certain filters over my eyes, sure, maybe. So, I don't know if what he is saying is true about Faith Goldie. I can only base it on what I've seen. Now, granted, so the filter that I might watch her material in is that she's hot. Okay? And I don't want to believe that a hot woman, or I really don't want to believe that even not hot women are white nationalists in the racist meaning of the term, meaning that they're racists. But at the same time, I'm not going to go, well, she's white and she's a nationalist. That must mean she's a white nationalist. Well, no, she's a nationalist who happens to be white. Okay? Jesus Christ. I just wish these motherfuckers would talk about black nationalists occasionally. They never do. That's why they never... It's probably for the same reason they never talk about the black Hebrew Israelites. For fuck's sakes, man. Here we go. Sorry, starting to stumble over my words.
Pretty clear indicators that this person is a white nationalist, if not a white supremacist.
And so when did it become wrong for white people to stand up?
When did it become wrong for white people to be white nationalists?
To stand up for their country.
1942.
It became wrong in 1942 for white people to stand up.
Yes, when we ended the Nazi scourge, yes.
It became wrong for white people. It became wrong for white people to stand up for their country in 1942. You saying that?
When the Nazi regime
was
destroyed, it became wrong to be a white nationalist. If the Nazis had won, we would probably have a drastically different reality.
So Steve King stood up for his country.
He did not stand up for his country.
Okay.
He stood up for his broken understanding of what this country is that does not reflect reality. This is not a white country.
Okay, so let me ask this. There's a woman in...
Well, Hassan, the demographics say otherwise. Okay? Ethnically speaking, this is a white country. Okay? Whites are the majority. Right? Are you willing to go to any African country, hell, even South Africa now, and try to convince us that because there are whites there, that it's not a black country now? Is that what you're willing to do? What about any other? What about, countries like, Egypt? Huh? Is that a black country? No, it really isn't. So it's on the continent of Africa. I mean, just the thinking here. It's, guys, if you could only see what I look like right now. I have got my forehead in my hand right now, with my eyes closed, trying to understand how someone can be this fucking stupid. And maybe what I need to do is stop trying to understand how somebody could be this fucking stupid, and just need to accept that there are people who exist that are this fucking stupid. Maybe I'll be happier in my personal life and in my YouTube creating life, political commentating life, if I just accepted the fact that there are people this fucking stupid. Holy shit. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Faith Goldie merely opposes open borders and globalism, which is all I've ever heard from her. I have never heard anything racist. Same here. She has a lot of support from the Chinese and Hindu communities in Canada. I will take your word for it. Don't personally know. Okay? And she's fucking hot. I had gotten exposed to her back when she was doing videos with Lauren Southern, who is, at least up to about a year ago, was officially declared as a man in the Great White North. And accidentally tripped across a previous video when she was a blonde. She was doing this pro-gun video, and she had blonde hair. And I was like, who is this woman? Didn't realize it was her. I was like, who is this woman? The accent sounds familiar. You know, the voice does. Only to find out at the end of the video it was Faith Golding. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought she was brunette. She's blonde hair. What the hell? Granted, she looks odd as a blonde too, but I do like the darker hair on her. If she went red, man, I'd be all about Faith Golding. Yeah, because I love gingers just like that.
In Congress, by the name of Rashid Tlaib,
yes,
a Muslim.
Yes,
and
there's two. There's another one.
Right.
Ilhan Omar is another Muslim. Yes,
one of them is a lesbian. And so, do you support
Why do you say it like
Rashid and the other Muslim is against America? They're not for America.
Why do you think that?
Do you support them?
Why do you think that?
Do you support them?
Are they against America?
Do you support them?
You have to tell me why they're against America.
Do you support
I
them?
don't think they're against America.
You support the Muslims?
Yes, I support the Muslims.
But you're against the white people who stand up for their country.
Wait, what? I am against white nationalists.
I'm
not against white people.
Is it wrong
I'm against
for white people?
nationalists.
Is it
if
wrong
they were fundamentalists, if they were ISIS sympathizers, then I would be against them too. But if they are just Muslims, I'm not going to be against just Muslims.
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
If they're white nationalists, yes.
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
See how he doesn't answer?
Define what you mean by that. You have to elaborate a little
It's
bit.
It's a simple fucking question. Is it wrong for white people to stand up for the country? Okay? Stop trying to nuance a yes or no question. Jesus Christ. Is it... What if... I wish Jesse would do this sometimes. Is it wrong for a black person to stand up for the country? Oh, no, it's fine. I bet that's how he would answer it. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, they can absolutely stand up for the country. Okay, what if they're black nationalists? Huh? Such a thing exists?
No. Repeating the question is not elaborating further.
Is it wrong for
Keep scrolling on your iPad, Jesse, but it's not going to make more sense. You got to give me a description.
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country? You have to elaborate a little bit further on this. Do you mean white nationalists, or do you just mean white people are standing up for their country in the sense that they're fighting against racism, they're fighting against inequality?
So basically it has to fit in your fucking ideological paradigm. It can't just be a general question. They have to be standing up for their country in what you feel is a justified manner. Fuck off.
In that, yes. It is absolutely correct and the right thing to do for white people and all people to fight against this sort of thing. But if it's white people saying that this is a white-only country and we need to preserve our white culture, and it's a completely flawed perspective that is not real at all, and it is just a fantasy for fragile whites to think that they are.
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
Okay. Do you not want to hear my answer?
All this stuff you're saying is too long and kind of.
Okay. It's
counterproductive. Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
I can simplify it for you as well if you would like.
You will.
But not
Give me a
everything.
yes or no.
It's not a yes or no
Why not?
question.
Why not?
Because you're framing it in an inappropriate way.
How do you know he's framing it in an inappropriate way? That is your assuming his conclusion. How about you just answer the fucking question? Why? Because, again, it has to fit in your paradigm. Okay? And the problem with your paradigm is that you assume bad motivation. If they're white, well, I have to know if they're doing it this way or that way. If you disagree with them ideologically, you're going to assume that the motivation is malformed. Excuse me. You're going to assume the motivation is malformed. You know, you're not going to come to the table to talk to them about why they feel the way they feel. You're not going to consider their perspective, and you're going to call them Nazis for it.
How's that inappropriate?
Because a yes or no question, if you load it, if you front load it in a similar fashion to what I asked you, which is,
when's the last time you beat your wife?
did you stop beating your wife?
When did you last beat your wife?
It's a yes or no question.
Are you asking me that?
Did you stop beating your
I
wife?
just told you I don't have a wife.
Okay, but did you?
So
Okay, did
is
you
it
stop
wrong-
beating
Jesse's
your
taking
son?
him literally.
Is it wrong for white
But
people?
you didn't answer. It's a yes or no
you
question. But it's a
evaded
yes
the
or no
question.
question. It's not real. You don't have a wife,
you're
but it's a
not
yes
gonna-
or no
you're
question.
not gonna answer that.
Just like your white question
You're
is not a
gonna
real
answer-
question.
You're
It's
not
a yes
going to
or
answer
no.
that question, right?
I can answer the question, but
Okay,
I don't want to.
so I
I
ask
want to
again,
make sure that we
is it wrong for
contextually are on the
white-
same page.
Is it wrong for white people to stand up for their country?
Okay. Did you stop beating your wife?
You're not going to answer that.
Did you
I
stop
got-
beating your wife?
I got one more.
Did you stop beating your
I'm
wife?
a nationalist. I'm a black nationalist.
Are
Here
you?
it goes.
Does that make me black supremacist?
What are you black and also a nationalist, or are you black in the
I
sense
am
that
a
you're a
black
separationist and you want?
See, thank God Jesse asked the question, because this is exactly how he won't answer the question. See, now he's trying to, well, are you this? Are you that? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Want to have a
You're
separate
not
black-only
answering the
state.
question. I'm a black nationalist.
But that
Does
word
that
means
make me a
something.
black supremacist?
That means something, and you need to describe to me what that means. Are you a separationist? Are you a segregationist? Do you believe that black people should have their own
You're not going to
areas?
answer that either, right?
No, but I need to understand, Jesse.
Do you stand up
But
for?
you're not you're
do
not
you
helping
put
me
America
understand.
first? Do you stand for your country, America?
Sometimes, and sometimes I'm very critical of.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at the final stretch, the 7th inning stretch, coming into the chat, Uncle Bobbity, welcome. Great to see you. Oh, man. I expect good commentary from you in the last 2.5-ish minutes of this interview. Now, if you have watched this to the end, Uncle Bobbity, don't be an Eric H526 and give me any spoilers. He's been in the doghouse, but still able to participate in the chat.
Of the things that America
Do
does.
you stand for your country?
Sometimes I said, yeah.
Does
Sometimes.
that make you a Muslim nationalist?
Wait, but when you said
or
my country, I
atheist
meant
nationalist?
America.
Right, or atheist nationalist. Does it make
Agnostic
you one?
nationalist.
Do you think that just tying along nationalism into anything is,
That what you
is the
do
problem?
with white
I think it's a
people?
problem because I'm a
Oh, okay.
globalist.
You-
I stand
what
for
does that
human
mean to be a
I
globalist?
stand for all human beings, no matter where they live.
I stand for all human beings, no matter where they live. That unto itself does not make you a globalist, asshole. A globalist is someone who believes that it's more of an economic philosophy, okay? What you are talking about is you're a humanitarian. See, this is the dumb fuck doesn't even know what the fuck he is, okay? I think it's safe to say that most people, regardless of what side of the political spectrum they are on, are humanitarian at least to a point. Meaning that at the very least, they have empathy for everyone. Okay? Generally speaking. Some people are undeserving of our empathy because of their actions. Okay? There you go, Uncle Bobbity. Hassan's nation is not America. It is Turkey. Beta. Sorry. I just love trying to imitate JLP.
I don't think that just because a baby was born in Indonesia that they deserve a much worse life than myself. It's all
Platitudes. Today's word is platitude.
all probability. I didn't earn
So
the
you don't
right
put-
to,
you don't
I
put
didn't
America
earn the right
first.
to be born into an affluent family. So yes, I think that all
I don't have a right to be born into an affluent family, but god damn it, once I'm an adult and ain't making enough money, well, I have a right to your money. Redistribution. I mean, this is Ah, Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys.
You don't
Human
put
beings
America. You don't
deserve
put
a
America.
dignified life.
You don't put America first.
No, no, of course not.
A woke bae is a boyfriend or, usually male, significant other who is progressive and enlightened in general. He is aware of current events and is sympathetic to plights against racism and sexism.
Amazing. My final question.
And the interview goes full circle. Yes, he's got another question, but the interview has gone first circle. That was one of the first things Jesse brought up. What you also known as woke bae? What does that mean? Yes, JLP and his production crew does it again. Okay, comment from the chat. Endora, aka Lisa. Hey, Uncle Bobby, if you didn't know that, Endora Darling is Lisa PDX. Hey, Jesse Teller, welcome to the room. Beta! Let me get back to the other chats, though. Hassan is naive. I'd like to see Hassan react to All Cultures of Beautiful series by Sargon Avakad. I want to say I've seen that. I can't remember. But when it comes to those kind of videos, I think you don't mean to make haters, but I think as far as production and delivery, Devin Tracy just kind of whips up on Sargon. Sargon's, don't get me wrong, I like Sargon's content. The thing that turns me off to Sargon is his opinion of American policemen or American law enforcement. That motherfucker. This is one of the few times you'll hear me call Sargon a motherfucker. Because he is. I mean, he's fucked somebody's mother. In the literal sense of the word. Okay, so the Dallas shootings, the Dallas sniper shootings. Sargon actually had a problem with them sending in a drone that exploded and killed the shooter. So they decided, instead of risking more police lives trying to apprehend this guy, that they were going to blow him up. Sargon had a problem with that. And that's the one time that I can think of off the top of my head where I've told Sargon he can go fuck himself. To myself, mind you. Okay, here we go. I couldn't see through the screen. Woke Bay part, I laughed so hard. Yeah, was that just now or when you watched it the first time, you fucking spoiler guy? Anyway, hey, everybody, thanks for, yeah, that's amazing. Appreciate everybody coming in. Let's go ahead and finish this out, and then we'll talk about closing the stream. Hey, Michael Duke, are you asking me what my background animation is from? Okay, guys, if you are interested in knowing anything about me, I'll take a few minutes at the end of the chat here. We can talk about some of that stuff. Anyway, here we go.
Sir,
Okay.
did you have fun?
In this interview, there were times that were fun, and then there were times where it was genuinely concerning.
Amazing. Thank you for coming.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you all for tuning in, folks. It's amazing. Don't forget to like, follow, tweet.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, well, that was it. That was the end of the Jesse Lee Peterson interview with Jenk's nephew, Brown Fabio. Yeah, just don't want to say the rest. You know, even his name sounds douchey. His actual name, Hassan Piker. He's a frat bro. He really is. Well, thank you so much, Eric. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Michael Duke. So let me try something again. Hopefully, no, let me not fuck with that just because I don't want my computer to die again. So let me do something else here. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. So let me. Okay. So the background animation. I'm assuming, Michael, you are asking me. Yeah. Okay. So, well, I'll give you the short story if you want a little background behind it. Afterwards, I'll fill you in. I actually got that from, of all people, Amy Schumer. She did this parody music video with Amber Rose, which, if not for her near bald head and her dumb mouth, now even with those, she's still hot. I mean, Jesus Christ, she's got an incredible ass. But anyway, this was part of that video, and that's actually part of the lyrics. This is where my poop comes out. This is where my poop comes out. And it was both disgusting and sexual. So there's that. And that's where I got it from. And I found it by accident because, so here's the background. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you anyway. The background of it was, no, not Beyonce. Not Beyonce. Unless y'all are talking about something else. The background is that, okay, so I have used the screen name of Who Flung Poo for coming up on 15 years now. Decade and a half. And you can find me in a chat program called Pal Talk. So I've been there for years, and at that time, that's when I decided to do less social chat rooms and started doing more political chat. I started becoming a little bit more involved, you know, because I'd been dabbling in politics and my understanding of them since the 1992 elections. That's when I started listening to Rush Limbaugh. I eventually moved away from Rush just because, you know, I've started to find his programming to be quite circular, so I just moved on from that. Anyway, so I finally decided after, man, I was actually on Nell's Twitch stream last night talking about some of this, and anyway, it was what was the point I was getting to? So anyway, for a couple of years, I'd been posting under my actual persona. And oh, okay. So anyway, under my actual persona, and I decided to go ahead. I said, well, you know, I've got an opinion. My opinion may not be as well-rounded and informed sounding as some of these other guys, because I'd been a couple of years up to that point. I'd been watching Sargons, Thunderfoots, Teal Deers, Vernaculus, Chris Ray Gun. I've been watching their material for a while. And I was like, well, you know what? I have a political opinion, and, you know, I wouldn't mind getting that out there because, you know, a little bit of an egoist. So I had decided to go ahead and start doing that, but I had to create something of a facade to hide behind because with where I was at the time of my life, I was earning a master's degree in something I won't tell you. And now I'm working in that career field, which I also will continue not to talk about. And because I have seen people get fired from their jobs in my particular career field for having an opinion, I decided to protect that. I'm very jealous of what I do because I love what I do so much, even if it doesn't pay a lot of money. Okay. So I decided to continue to hide under my moniker. But decided to do so actually using my name and actually hiding behind a poop avatar. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go see if I can find... Some of you might not have gone back enough in my videos to... let me see here. Gone far back enough into my videos to... Thank you. To have seen my original... avatar. So I'm gonna go find that and pull that up for you real quick. And it's actually, looking back at that real quick, I've actually kind of considered going back to that because, well, as funny as it is, this new one is quite disgusting. But yeah, there's that. Well, anyway, just creating my YouTube channel, decided to go with this avatar. Now this is actually a refined one. Crazy Hair, if anybody knows who she is, does this. She redid this one for me so it would look better because it looked like shit. It was very pixelated. Here, you see what I did there? Anyway, they So as I was creating my YouTube channel, there was like, okay, well, there's this background thing. It's kind of like the how your Facebook is. I forget what it's called. That background on your Facebook thing, like cover photo. There you go. And I decided to find one, and I did a search on. Okay, it's like, well, what do I really want? And you know, okay, I want somebody maybe dancing around a toilet. So I just did a Google search and on toilet dance, and I came up with a JPEG for what's going on now, and then accidentally came across the milk lemonade one. Yes, Michael found it. Now it's actually kind of funny. You know, that's probably the only time I have found Amy Schumer to be at the slightest humor, at the very slight humor. Okay, and well, there it is. Then somehow later, when I found out where the video, watched through it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. There's the chicks dancing around the toilet or on the toilet, however you want to look at it, and just thought, I wonder if that's a GIF. I'm sorry, GIF. I'm sorry. I wonder if that's a GIF. So sure enough, found out there was a GIF and downloaded the GIF. But for whatever reason, I could not get the GIF to work on OBS. All right. Seems to work on Streamlabs OBS just fine. So, short story long, that's where it came from. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Let me catch up on some of this. Looks like a Miley Cyrus music video. It's actually not too far from the truth. Uncle Bobbity replies, Amy Schumer loading vomit.exe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that woman has some tiny mouth syndrome from which, if you were a guy who loved blowjobs and only blowjobs, that's the mouth you want, unless you're too big for it. I thought this was a from Bill Nye's Netflix show. That's great. Well, Jesse, there's a lot of things about Pal Talk I like. There's still, even after damn near 20 years of being on Pal Talk, they still miss the mark on a lot of shit. Those bastards bought out a service that was similar to it called Fire Talk, which was actually better than Pal Talk, and they seem to barely take any of the ideas from Fire Talk and apply it to what they were doing. Okay, I'm going to assume that's the link for the milk lemonade. Let's see. There's a lot. That's where a lot of old heads went when Yahoo Chat and Blog TV disappeared. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a channel that was created on Pal Talk shortly about the time that Yahoo Chat died, called Yahoo Regs. It's in the political and social. But Jesse, if you're on Pal Talk, man, feel free to look me up. This is the exact same username I use, except for the question mark side of it. Yeah, feel free to look me up. I believe my DMs are open there. If not, you can follow me on Twitter at _hooflingpoo_. Let me do this real quick. Let me just go get the link for you here. And you can feel free to follow me there. All right, there you go. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you can follow me there, and you can DM me there. Give me your username on Pal Talk, and I'll be happy to add you there and invite you into the room I usually go into. I don't know why I'm just not telling you what it's called. Whatever. I'm being a little secretive right now. Okay. What else? So anyway, to the original avatar I used, I'm actually been thinking about going back to that until I can find somebody to do another artistic rendering of the Pooh avatar. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I like it. The guy who did it did great work. But I just need change again. Yes, I do also have a Gab and a Minds, but if I'm being honest, I used both of them very infrequently, to the point to where, you know, you could add me and I'll follow you back, but don't really get on there anymore. And I get on Minds even less than I get on Gab anymore. But now that you've mentioned it, I am on Gab right now. And let me go back here. I'm sure I'm still easily findable as Who Flung Poo. Let me see. I got messages. Ooh, I have messages. Let's see. Oh, that message got deleted. Okay, so somebody named Snake Charmer messaged me something, and all messages get deleted after 7 days. Gab needs to stop that shit. Okay, I'm sorry, Gab. I'm not on your fucking platform, but once every 7 months, maybe. So stop that shit. Jesus. What about notifications? So within the last month, I had new followers. I've got 38 followers. Okay, so guys, let me tell you something that really pisses me off. Speaking, oh gosh, she needs those. Okay, I may have to get her those. So this is one thing that really ticks me off about Twitter and YouTube. All right, guys, I have 115 subs there here on YouTube. I've got about 10 followers on streaming, and I don't think I've got any on Twitch. I've got 205 followers, almost twice the amount of followers on Twitter that I do on subscribers on YouTube. And it pisses me off. Like, fuck, guys. I've got a goddamn... maybe I should start doing BitChute more often, too. Got a goddamn YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, okay? Not all my... I'll be the first person to admit that not all of my content is good. Okay, some of it's good, some of it's better. All right? But Jesus Christ, at least check the shit out. Because I tell you what, I've got more to say on YouTube than I do on Twitter, because I just don't have the time to do Twitter all fucking day like some of these other people do. Anyway, but yes, feel free to follow me on Minds or Gab. Wouldn't really recommend Minds. I got tired of Minds real fucking quick. Really fucking quick. All right. Thanks for the follow, Michael. Appreciate it. Gotcha. Anyway, let's see. Also, yes, if you're interested, not that anybody asked this, I just thought about it. I also do have a Discord. Let me go grab that in case you're a Discord user. I've started. Now, here's the thing. It's going to take me a minute to get in there because I have recently stopped using the same passwords for just about every goddamn thing I use. Forgive me, Lord, for taking your name in vain. So I have to go find my password for Discord and copy that into the field. Where'd you go, Discord? Okay, still loading up. So yeah, I'll be happy to give you the Discord too, in case you do Discord. And here's the thing with following me on Discord. Admittedly, I don't use Discord that much either. Now, I use it more often than I do Gab or Minds. Especially when I am about to do a live stream, because I actually like having people on my live streams. All right, they help me make the show or the stream a little bit more interesting, because then it's just not my opinion. And sometimes I find that I am a little bit better with an ensemble group, if you will, than just out there on my own. Okay. Let's see. Welcome to this Discord. Oh, okay. I'm still on his. Where's mine? Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, my server name. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to share. I'm trying to get the link for my goddamn... Where is it, damn it? See, this is how often I do not use Discord. I can't remember how to find the share link. Son of a bitch. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so there is the Discord. All right, Eric, I quit Twitter. I just share stuff on Gab. Mine's BitChute and YouTube. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just not one of those people that are ready to leave Twitter in the dust. Now, they have they suspended my original Who Flung Poo account because somebody decided to put me on the list, and I started arguing with them. This is what I think happened. Started arguing with them about putting me on this list, call them a complete retard, and I don't even think I used that word. And before I know it, my account's disabled. So I'm like, fine, whatever. So I create another one. Now, if they do this one, if they do the one I'm on now, then I'm done with Twitter. At least this Hoofling Poo. Okay, I may go back to my other Twitter account and continue to use that. But done as Hoofling Poo. Alright, so maybe what I need to do is start getting Gab to load up automatically. Alright, and that's the other thing. It's the GoPro thing. Dude, does anybody know why HB doesn't really use the Gab live stream anymore? I'm kind of curious about that, now that I'm thinking about it. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Let's see. Alright, so 6. Okay, so that's probably, we got 6 people watching. So that is the probably the second highest I've had at any particular time on a stream. So definitely do appreciate that, and appreciate those of you who have come in, regardless of how far into the stream you've decided to come in. Thank you so much for coming in there. Okay, so Eric, I got suspended for 12 hours for calling Hillary Clinton a cunt in a joke. Excuse me. Eric, you should have been aware enough to know that that was going to fucking happen to you. You don't call Hillary a cunt, even if she is. It's not prudent. It just is not prudent, my friend. You can't do that with that dumb bitch. Okay, Bobbity. I remember HB saying it was difficult for him to get Gab running sometime back. You know, and there's a chance I heard that too. Just don't recall specifically. Okay. All right, folks. Look, I would love to continue to chat. Okay, but one of two things are going to happen here. Okay. One of the first of two things that could happen is that I need to go potty / maybe get some more coffee. And secondly is I would like to actually take a shower, get out of my house for a few hours, drive to a town about an hour away to you know, get some specialty popcorn, because my town is so small I can't get specialty popcorn. Guys, by that I mean caramel corn or caramel and cheddar popcorn. Okay. Yeah, you know, what I've recently started doing, because I've on this little popcorn kick, is I actually started popping my own again. And I hadn't done that in years. And there's a lot to be said for popping your own corn. Okay? There is. You know, you get the butter, the amount of butter flavoring, because it's not real butter. You get the amount of butter flavoring you want on there, plus some popcorn salt, which popcorn salt is awesome. I think popcorn salt is the best thing to do over table salt. Because it's pulverized a little bit more. I guess it's more of it's like powder salt. Also mix that in with some kettle corn sprinkling, so you get a little bit of best of both worlds there. But cheddar and caramel, and I'm not talking separately, I'm talking together. Yeah. Uncle Bobbity, caramel and cheddar popcorn, manna of the gods, brother. No shit. No shit, dude. But together. Together, my friend. Now, some will market that as Chicago style. Fuck you, it's Texas two-step. All day, every day. Yes, Lisa puts it in there. Popping your own is the best. It really is. It really is. But it's not so great if you want caramel and want to do caramel. Now, Jesus, if it wasn't for the high fructose content, my ass would be at the grocery store getting Caro syrup, light Caro syrup, and making some fucking popcorn balls. I miss that shit from my childhood. I really do. I've been on bacon cravings and also oranges. Together? Have you done them together? By the way, bacon does not make everything better. Okay? And before you disagree with me, let me give you a case in point. Okay? There was a time a few years ago when I was really trying to be a little bit more healthy consuming things, and so I decided I was going to start working on with smoothies. Started doing natural peanut butter and banana smoothies. But for shits and grins, I'm like, hey, let me put some bacon in this shit. See if it really does make everything better. By the way, bacon cannot make liver better. That's another one. I don't care who tries to convince me otherwise. In this particular case with this smoothie, bacon did not make it better. Sad to say. Sad to say. Now imagine if I had a peanut butter and banana sandwich with bacon. That would probably be okay. But not as a smoothie, unfortunately. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I've got anything else going on here to talk about for the last few minutes. Oh, hey. Vanessa with Cheese has another Twitter video. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's see. Okay, so with that said, we are coming up close to a 2-hour stream, which is kind of funny because the stream could have ended about a half hour ago, which kind of proportionally works with how the first video worked and this one worked. Okay, let's see. I'm going to change a couple of things real quick. By the way, guys, okay, I am going to plug my donate links in the description field. They should be there, and especially if you're on YouTube, which I think everybody is right now. So I do have a link to Streamlabs and through PayPal. Okay, now admittedly, I don't really need any donations to live upon, because fortunately my job does provide that for me. However, it does not provide for me to upgrade any of my gear, and what I am really interested in upgrading right now is the tabletop boom stand for my microphone. Okay, because the one I currently have, I don't know what the hell Blue did with their Blue Yeti, but they made the screw-in mount for boom mics bigger than their adapters. What the fuck did you guys do? So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get enough funds so I don't have to divert what my funds are used for, what my job funds are used for as far as bill paying and whatnot. Cost of living shit. I could, but I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid diverting funds into upgrading my equipment. So with that being said, guys, if you're feeling generous enough, and even if you're not, it's okay. The generosity of your presence in my chat is enough for me, to be quite honest with you. And that's not just a platitude. I'm always happy when people want to stop in and talk, and hopefully that much at least will continue to grow. But if you are feeling generous enough to maybe throw a deuce to me, maybe a dump, feel free to click one of the links at the bottom, and that would help tremendously, guys, even if it takes a while to do it. Even if it takes a while. So that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so I'll take this as a final chat, unless anybody else wants to squeeze something in there or squeeze something out. Michael Duke, man, lots of food cravings. Are you not telling us you're precco? Dude, it wasn't a food craving, man. It was an experiment. So being a single man, obviously I have to cook for myself, and even if I were with somebody, I would still cook. I like cooking, okay? But I still get a little experimental. I mean, to this day, I feel as though I improved on my mother's Spanish rice by doing what she would never do, and that was experiment and add some shit to it. So basically, her rice consisted of fried rice, then boiled, tomato sauce, garlic powder, and ground cumin, and that was it. Now, granted, she used to use what's called a molcajete to grind the garlic, but now, I mean, it's just garlic powder. Fuck it, who cares? So anyway, that is what she would do. That was it. Well, and I did it like that for years myself. Okay, I did. But then I'm just like, you know what? It just feels like I could do more with this. So I started loving cilantro a lot, and she used cilantro. So I decided to add cilantro way towards the cooking end, because holy shit, you know, you can't. It's not, for me, it's not a good idea to cook cilantro in your food. It's something you add at the last minute when you're actually done with the cooking process. Just because of how it winds up looking if it cooks too long. So I did that, and also started either buying or pre-made pico de gallo, because I just don't have the patience to cut up that much shit to put in a pico de gallo. Or I just got a can of Rotel, just depending on where I was. So, and to me, that was an improvement. You know, I experimented, and it was good. Okay. Here we go. Peanut butter, bacon, and banana is good. I wouldn't suggest mushing banana mixing with the peanut butter. Yeah, I think that was really where I failed, was I decided to put all that shit in a blender, and it just did not mix together. I think for the most part, you have to do it on bread or toast, sliced banana, and bacon slices. You can't mix them up together like that. I just had my peoples deliver Sonic jalapeno cheese sticks. Oh, you mean the jalapeno poppers? Yeah, not quite cheese sticks. Forgive me for being picky about that. Boneless buffalo wings and double burger. So you had some Uber. You took some Uber Eats. Welcome back, Jesse Teller. Eric, I love to cook for myself. I love to cook breakfast and have it as my dinner. This was breakfast today. Shredded potato, hash brown, mixed with egg, and jalapeno cheddar sausage on the side, and some croissant. Yeah, canned croissant, but whatever. All right, now we are officially over the 2-hour mark. So again, I will thank you all for coming by. I am going to go ahead and close the stream here. Even though I'm switching over to the Be Right Back one, I need to find another theme. And this is why I like Streamlabs OBS. Something else that would help is that, you know, maybe going pro on Streamlabs OBS. I'm really liking Streamlabs OBS. I find it to work a little bit better and easier than OBS does. You know, and I just had a thought. I know I'm asking for donates, but, you know, maybe I need to stop giving so much people my damn money for super chats. Maybe that would help. Oh, Jesus Christ. Poor Bobbity. Bobbity, you're hungry now, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Did I do that to you? Oh, Lisa, by the way, have a wrench. There you go. Have a wrench, lady. I'll give out some other wrenches at another time. Yeah. All right. Guys, thank you again so much for coming by. Enjoyed having you. You know, once I figure out scheduling shit, I'll try to get actually get a schedule to go out onto the social medias that we're on, and hopefully get in there. But you know, right now, just with job, I don't know how much of this I can actually commit to. So that's why I don't do that. Yes, I'm sure I will enjoy my drive. This area of Texas I live in my opinion, is very nice to drive through. The only part about the drive I'm going to dislike is not having cell service for about 20 miles. That's gonna suck. It's gonna stink, rather. That's gonna stink. All right, so much. Love seeing you guys. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully see you soon. It might even be as early as tomorrow. Who knows? So please keep a lookout. Thanks again so much. And have a great day.